Yeah,
clients together?
definitely. I mean, there's this kind of like world and thought leadership and concept that people like to describe as like transdisciplinarity. And it sounds really
Hmm.
buzzwordy when you just say it out loud. Say transdisciplinarity, or cross-functional collaboration, or any variation of that different industries talk about. And then you got to ask yourself, what actually is that? And I think something that naturally happens with various different industries' skill sets, especially kind of deeper skill sets, whether they be scientific, mathematical, engineering, whether they be whatever they are, is that the deeper someone tends to get in their skill set in kind of conventional fields, the less capable they are at collaborating with people from other skill sets at that same depth. And so you have a lot of these things and these silos being built into industries. And I'll give a really good example of that in the healthcare community. So in healthcare, hospitals hire clinicians. They hire clinicians to run their businesses and run their kind of technology and run their whole practices. They don't hire digital transformation experts. And so the only people that were designing solutions, especially before COVID in the hospital space, were clinicians. So they were very clinically oriented, and that's great, right? But as soon as the world shifted into being, okay, we've got to be completely remote, all of a sudden the healthcare system needed to catch up. And the only people that were able to guide and inform that transition were people that had enough expertise in the clinical space and enough expertise in, say, the digital space or whatever other space to aid with that collaboration and aid with like getting the most out of both worlds. So I guess what I'm saying is, for me personally, touching on a lot of different topics, but just enough has enabled me to collaborate with a very, very large scope of people, whether they be artists, whether they be technologists, whether they be clinicians, whether they be designers, whether they be anything, right? And the value of that has been that it's always going to take a number of different skill sets in order to get something new off the ground or in order to create something. And frankly, in terms of that transdisciplinarity conversation, the magical things in this world happen in between disciplines and they happen in between industries. So for me, getting that kind of quite diverse experience, the value of that has been that I can very quickly build a team and work and gel with everyone and get everyone to work and gel with one, because I understand enough about different ways that people work in different industries or in different skill sets to create cohesive collaboration. And you also understand how people think, what they're motivated by, and how they solve problems. So I guess, that kind of, to answer your question, the value of having been an expert generalist or touching on different things or having a varied experience that's quite unique has been that the output of that is unique and you can collaborate with a unique set of people and therefore fundamentally create new things.